Good day, students. I hope everybody is doing great. Today, our main strand is algebra. Under the algebra, our substrand is algebraic expressions. Within the algebraic expressions, what we are going to do today is how to simplify algebraic expression. These lessons have been taken from the new curriculum of BS6, strand number 2, substrand 2, content standard 1, indicated 1. The same lesson can also be derived from the BS5 curriculum, strand number 2, substrand 2, content standard 1, and indicator 1. So we are going to talk about how to simplify algebraic expressions. How to simplify algebraic expression. Let's also learn the terms associated with algebraic expressions or terms that will be familiar when solving a situation under the algebraic expression. How to simplify algebraic expression? Algebraic expression, what does it mean? Algebraic expression is the mathematical phrases or sentence that contain alphanumeric and numbers without an equal sign. Example, 2y plus 8. Algebraic expression is a mathematical sentence that contains alphanumeric and numbers without an equal sign. Example, 2y plus 8. Let's see the meaning of alphanumeric and then the numbers. When you talk about alphanumeric, the alphanumeric is a compound word. It's a compound word which combines the alphabet, that's the letters, and the numbers together. So alphanumeric is alphabet and numbers being placed together or being combined together to form a sentence. So the alphanumeric is a combination of alphabets, that is the letters, and the numbers together. Example, 2y. The 2 and the y, 2 is a number and the y is a letter. So when you have the 2y, we can't call the 2y a number or the 2y the letter because it consists of the 2, the alphabet, and the number. Therefore, we put them together and call it the alphanumeric. 1a is another example. 1a means we have the 1 and the a. So since we have a number and alphabet being put together, we call it alphanumeric. Another example is negative 6m minus 6m. The minus 6m here is also a number and letter. That is, a number is negative 6 and the letter is what? M. When you put them together, we have the minus 6m. That is also an example of alphanumeric. When you talk about the coefficient is a number attached to the letter or alphabet. Example, coefficient of 2y is 2. So with the alphanumeric, the numbers, all those numbers attached to the letters are called the coefficients. Make note of this. The coefficient of every single letter or alphabet is 1. Example, coefficient of m is 1m because When you see m, it's always single m. So the coefficient is always the numbers attached to the letter or in front of the letter. You might not be seeing the coefficient of a single letter, but it has been hidden. That is why we said the coefficient of every single letter or alphabet is 1. So m is the same as 1m. B is the same as what? 1b. The coefficient of every single letter, okay? Supposing there wasn't any letter or any number in front of the letter, then we suggest the 1 for that letter. So coefficient of minus m is -1. Minus b is a -1. Minus a is a -1 because the coefficient of every single letter is 1. Let's talk about numbers. When you talk about numbers, there are two numbers that you need to consider here. We have the numbers have been grouped whether positive or negative. The positive numbers are identified by numbers with plus sign. So anytime you see a number that it has a plus sign in front of it, that number is a symbolic that shows that it's a what? It's a positive. And a number with no sign is also an example of what? Positive number. 2, 3, there wasn't any sign in front of it. So that number is also a positive here. So we have two ways to identify the positive numbers. The one that come with a plus sign and the one come with no sign. The reason why others are with sign and others are with no sign. Whenever you start a positive number in a mathematical sentence, we ignore the sign. But when a positive number is within the sentence, we attach a sign. That is the simple or the difference between the one with the sign and the one without sign. When a sentence starts with a positive, the sign, we don't have +2, -2. So we normally ignore the sign when it starts with a sentence. The negative numbers are identified by only one way, when it normally comes with minus sign. Example, -1, -5, -3. So we have only one way to identify negative. The numbers normally come with a minus sign in front of them. Note, let's take this one and make note of that. Positive numbers are cash, negative numbers are debts. Okay. Then always use cash to pay off debt, or we always use cash to indemnify some of our debt or to cancel or to reduce the debt. Okay. So whenever you have a positive and negative in the name of addition and subtraction, then you can also think of the using the cash and then the debt solution to do that. Okay, good. How to simplify algebraic expressions? The first thing you have to do is that you group letters by separating the alphanumeric on one side and the numbers on the other side. And even when you are grouping like terms, separating the alphanumeric, within the alphanumeric, you must always start with the positive alphanumeric first before the negative alphanumeric. Or even when you are grouping only the numbers, within the numbers, you must always start with the positive numbers first before the negative numbers. If there's a positive numbers within them, then you must start with the positive alphanumeric first before the negative alphanumeric. And then when you move on to the other side, you start with the positive numbers before the negative numbers. But we cannot add the positive numbers or negative numbers to alphanumeric, or we cannot subtract the alphanumeric and the numbers, okay? Because they belong to different word group. This one is alphanumeric and this is a number. So you can never subtract or add, okay? Good. The only thing that we can use to combine them is multiplication. I said that when you are dealing with addition and subtraction, the alphanumeric and the numbers has no correlation, so you can never add them. Okay, let's solve one more example. Now, let's see how to write the algebraic expression for the following ways, okay? When you talk about the sum of numbers, the sum of means you add. So let's see something here. You have this one, the sum of m and n means we should add the m and n. So algebraic expression for this one, let me write the solution first. Let me write the solution here. Okay, good. So when the question asks you to write the sum of m and n, it means we should write the addition of m and n. So this is how you do it. The m plus what? The n. Okay, good. You can put them in a bracket. That is the sum of what? M and n. Okay, good. Now let's move on to the next one. The next one is the product of b and 2. When you talk about the product, is the n after multiplication, okay? When you multiply a number, the end result, we call it the product, okay? So when you multiply the two numbers and the answer, that we get the product. So here, the product of b and 2 is b times 2, okay? Is b times 2. That one you can also write them in a bracket. So the 2 here is b times 2, okay? And the b times 2, per your level, you're supposed to know up to this. So when you read there, you cross the bridge, okay? So let's write the b times 2 for now. And then you can also put this one in a bracket, okay? Good. So the product means multiplication. The sum of means what you add, okay? Addition of the m and n. So let's see this one here. Once we know the product and the sum of, we are now continuing from then. Now with this, I said 3 times the sum of y and 7. 3 times the sum of y and 7. Let's start from here. We already know the sum of y and 7 means y plus 7. So let's write the sum of y and 7 first. So we have the sum of y we have the y, we have y plus 7. Okay, then so I said the sum of y and 7 times 3. So it's either you start from the right side or the left side is accepted. Okay, so here, so 3 times the sum of y and 7, or any number attached to a bracket means that number is multiplying those numbers in the bracket. So this one can also be written, let me write, or it can also be written in this form. So 3 times, then you bring the brackets, okay, the sum of y and 7, okay, good. Now we are done with that. That is 3 times the sum of y and 7. Let's see the next one. Here is take away 4 from x. Take away 4 from, the word from means we have been taking 4 from the x. Take away means it's not the one that we use at the market, okay? Take away means subtract, okay? So we are going to subtract the 4 from x. So this is how we subtract the 4 from the x. Since we are taking the 4 from the x must come first, okay? So that is the x minus 4, because we are taking the 4 from the x, okay? So we can also put this one in the bracket here. Good. That is take away 4 from x. Okay, good. Then let's see the next one here. Subtract 5 from k. Subtract 5 from k. So subtract 5 from k, the same as take away 5 from k. Subtract means minus, okay? So we are going to subtract or deduct 5 from k. From here means you should subtract or take 5 from k. So once you are taking something from the person that you are taking, or you are deducting something, must comes first. So here will be the k will comes first here. Good. The k will come first here. K will be here. And then we subtract 5 from 8, okay? So we are going to subtract the 5 from 8, and then you put them in a bracket, okay? That is take away from, okay? Take away 4 from x, we subtract the 4 from the x. Take away 5 from the k, we subtract the 5 from the k. Now let's proceed. 3 times 3 times a number plus 5. 3 times a number plus 5. So here you can let a number be any variable, okay? What number? He didn't mention any number, so you can use any variables to represent a number, okay? So let's a number here and number B, any variable. Let's take the A, okay? So say 3 times a number plus 5, which means that it will be 3 times a number that we use the A to represent, which is the A plus what? 5, okay? Good. 3 times A plus 5, so you can put this one in a bracket, okay? So we have this one here, 3 times a number plus 5. 3 times a number here plus 5. When you further solve this one, 3 times a number, we have already used the A to represent the number, okay? So 3 times A is 3A plus 5, okay? And that is that. 3 times a number is A, or can use any letter, B, C, can be a number, because the question did not specify a particular number. So let's use letter to do that. So that is the 3 times A plus 5. Let's move on. 1/2 of the sum of Y and what? 10. 1/2 of the sum of Y and 10. We already know the sum of, okay, the sum of Y and X, and here we have to write that one first. The sum of, so the sum of Y and 10, that is the sum of Y and 10, okay? Then you put them in a bracket, okay? No, say half of, okay? 1/2 of. 1/2 means 1 out of 2, okay? That is the half. So half of is a multiplication. So 1/2 of, so it means 1 over 2, 1 over 2 here, times the sum of Y and 10. This can also be written as 1 over 2, because there's a multiplication, you can decide to attach it to a bracket. Is the same, okay? Whenever a number attached to a bracket means there's a multiplication between that. So here you write the brackets here, and then you write the sum of Y and 10, okay? Good. Or you can write the sum of Y and 2 all over 2, okay? Y and 10 all over 2, okay? This can also be written as the sum of Y the sum of Y plus 2 or plus 10, that the sum of Y and 10 all over 2, okay? And then you put this one in the brackets, okay? So each is accepted, okay? Good. Now, the sum of 5 and M. divided by the sum of k and 3. Now we have this one here. The sum of 5 and m means 5 plus m. Okay, 5 plus m. Then divide by, so you can put this one in a bracket, the sum of m, the 5 and m is 5 plus m, and also divide. Okay, you divide by the sum of k, and so let's divide this one here all over. That is the division. Okay, division bar. You can either use the division bar to write this one all over the sum of k and 3. Okay, or you can also write this one in this form, the sum of 5 and m means 5 plus m. Then you divide this one, the sum of k and 3. Okay, but you must separate with a bracket here. So then tell this one here will be in a bracket, and this one too will be in a bracket too. Okay, that is the sum of 5 and m divided by the sum of k and 3 here. Okay, the sum of k and 3 here. Now let's see the other one here. The 1/7 of k is added to the product of 6 and n. We know the product of 6 and n. Okay, so you first write the product of 6 and n. This product of 6 and n, that is the product of 6 and n. Okay, the product means multiplication. That will be the product of 6 and n. Okay, then you put them in a bracket here, the product of, and then what's it then? 1/7 of k. 1/7 of k means 1 out of 7. 1/7 of k means 1 out of 7 times k. So here will be 1 out of 7. 1 out of 7 times k. Okay, it's added to, so this one too will be in a bracket. Okay, 1 out of 7 is added to. Added means added to the product of. Okay, so 1/7 of k is added to the product of 6 and n. Okay, good. When you multiply this one too, or when you multiply the 1/7, the 1/7 of k, you get k over 7, because 1/7 of k means you should divide the k into 7 times. Okay, so k over 7 here, and then the product of 6 and n is 6n. Okay, 6 times n is 6n. Then you put them in a bracket. Okay, put them in a bracket. That is that. The last one, 8 divided by the sum of x and y. So we have this one here, the 8 divided by the sum of x and y. We have the x plus y here. Okay, so this one must be in a bracket, the sum of, so you put them in a bracket here. Okay, this can also be written as, you can also use the division bar to write them. So here we have the 8 all over the sum of x and y. Okay, then you put the sum of x and y in a bracket. Okay, good. So this is how you can also write them. Okay, all these things are algebraic expression because we said they are mathematical sentence. These are the sentence with alphanumeric and numbers without equal sign. Now you basically there's no equal sign within them. So these are how to, or these are the examples of algebraic expressions. Okay, so let's proceed to how to simplify the algebraic expressions here. Good. Now simplify the following algebraic expressions. Now, per our start video, we started with grouping like terms. You group the alphanumeric on one side, and then you group the numbers on the other side. And even when you are grouping within the alphanumeric, you start with the positive number first, and then followed by the negative alphanumeric. And when you are grouping the numbers to within the numbers, you must always start with the positive numbers and then followed by the negative number. And we already know how to identify the positive numbers and negative numbers. We said negative numbers always come with a minus sign, while positive numbers are numbers with no sign in front of them or the one with the plus sign. Okay, good. Now let's simplify the following here. Let me write the solution first. Good. So the first one here, the first one is minus 7m plus 3m. Good. They are all alphanumeric. Okay. So by yesterday, you need to group like 10 by starting with. So you write something, you group like 10, you group like terms by starting with the positive numbers first. Okay. Okay, let me make it small here. Now you group like 10 by starting with the positive numbers first. So let's see this one here. Now we have this one, you have a minus 7m and then plus 3m. So within the alpha numeric here, we said the alpha numeric is a combination of the number and the letter being put together. So here we have the 7 and m. So this minus 7 here, this one is what? Negative, and plus 3m here is a positive. Per what you have written here, we must start with the plus 3m, and then before you write the minus 7m. And we said when you are starting with a positive sentence, we ignore the plus. So 3m here, 3m, so 3m is the same as plus 3m, because when you start with a sentence, we normally ignore the sign, and then followed by the negative alphanumeric, which is minus 7m here. Okay, good. So once we have grouped like terms by starting with the positive, then we said let's take the positive to be a cash in hand and the negative be the debts. So you own 7 million and you have a cash of 3 million. So the total status of you, or the total status of economic values in your pocket or your balance with you is what? Because when you pay off the debt, you'll still be having outstanding debt of what? 4. So here will be the minus 4m. Okay, 3 can never pay off all the debt. It can reduce the debt to minus 4. Okay, now we have the minus 4m. So that is the negative and the positive. The negative are always debts. The positive are always cash that we use to pay the debt. Okay, so when you own the 7, definitely you pay the 3. The 3 can never what? Pay all the debts. It can only reduce the debt to the debt of what? 4. That is a minus 4. Okay, good. Let's solve the other one. The other one is what? We have the 9. We have the 9x. Okay, 9x minus 2 minus 4x. Okay, good. We have 9x minus 2 minus 4x. Now we have two groups of numbers. We have the alphanumeric and the number. Okay, we have the alphanumeric. So you are going to group the alphanumeric first. So we have these are the alphanumeric. Okay, and then the number. Okay, and we said when you are grouping, you group the alphanumeric on one side and the numbers on the other side. And even when you are grouping the alphanumeric, you start with a positive alphanumeric. And now we have the positive. You group like terms by starting with the positive alphanumeric. Okay, so here the same thing. Okay, you group like terms. You group like terms by starting with the positive numbers or the positive alphanumeric first. So here, let's start with the positive alphanumeric. We said a number with no sign is a positive. Now we have the 9. We have the 9x is 9x, and then the other from alphanumeric is what? Minus 4x. Okay, good. Then let me separate this one here. And then the number on the other side is what? -2. Okay. It's only the -2. Then let's deal with the one, the alphanumeric. We have two numbers or two groups here, so you have to solve them. So here too, they say the principles of cash and debt. Now we have a cash of 9 and a debt of 4. Okay. We said always the negative is the debt and the positive is the cash. So you have a cash of 9 and a debt of 4. So the total worth of you or your total worth will be, you pay your debt, you will still be having a cash of 5. Okay. So when you pay the 4 cedis out from your 9 cedis, you still be having what? The cash of 5. Okay. And then the number here is only 2 because we cannot compare with any other numbers. It's only 2 that came. So that is that. Then you leave your answer in this form. Okay. So that is the answer. We cannot put the alphanumeric and numbers together. Okay. Good. So the alphanumeric belongs to a group of alphanumeric and the numbers also belongs to a group of numbers. So they have no correlations, so you can never put them together. Then let's quickly solve the other one. Here we have the -4a plus 5 plus 3a. Okay, 3a. Now we are going to identify the groups here. We have alphanumerics, okay, and the number. Okay, good. And we say when you're grouping item, you always group item by starting with what? The positive numbers first. So we're going to start with the positive numbers first. Okay, good. Now we have the positive numbers to be the alphanumeric. Within the alphanumeric, we have the plus 3a is the positive. So here is 3a first before the negative alphanumeric. Okay. Then the number 2, we have the positive 5 is only the number that we have here. Then within the alphanumeric, you can also separate with what? A bracket here, because you can separate this one because they belongs to one family. And then this one numbers also belongs to another family. So within the alphanumeric family here, you're having a debt of 4. And when you pay the 3, you'll still be having outstanding debt of 1. Okay. So the answer here will be 1a. Okay, let me write 1a. This looks like the B. The 1a. Okay, good. And then when you come to the number side, we have only 5. So we have to write the 5. Okay. We are not adding or compare with any other number. It's all 1, 5 number that came. So here we have the -1a plus 5. We said the debt is always negative and the cash is always positive. So when you are owing, you have a debt of 4 and a cash of 3. And we say we always use the cash to reduce our debts. So when you use the 3 to pay some of your debts, you'll still be having a minus of 1, which is also a sign of one debt. Okay. So here the cash was not enough to pay all the debt. So it means we have reduced some. Okay. So you'll still be having the outstanding debt of 1 here. 1a, and the number here, the group of numbers, we have only one which appear, that is the +5. So we have to attach that, and that will be the final answer here too. Okay, good. Now we are done with this. Let's see this one too. We have the -8 with plus 6k plus 4 minus 10k. Okay, good. Now we said we have two groups here. We have the alphanumeric, that is a number combination of numbers and the alphabet, and we have the numbers. Okay, good. So when you group like terms, we group the alphanumeric on one side and then you group the numbers on the other side. And when you are grouping, you must always group like terms by starting with a positive, irrespective. If you are using the alphanumeric, you group starting with the positive alphanumeric first, and then you follow with a what? A negative alphanumeric. When you're grouping the numbers, you start with the positive numbers first, and then follow with the negative numbers here. So here, let's see the alphanumeric, the positive. The positive here is what? Is plus 6k. Okay, we said any number that comes with a plus sign. So here is the positive alphanumeric, so you must start with that. Okay, then we have 6k. When you start with a positive, you ignore the sign. Okay, but this one 6k is also a positive. Then the negative alphanumeric is minus 10k. Okay, good. We are done with the this family here. Okay, then you leave the other one outside the brackets, and that family will be also. Then the positive number here is what? Plus 4, because we said when the positive start within the sentence, we attach the sign. Okay, so plus 4 is a positive, and then -8 is also a negative number. Okay, you put one in the bracket and then you leave the other one outside the bracket. Okay, good. Now let's solve this one. We said we are still using the debt and cash issue. Now you own 10 CDs. You have a cash of what? 6 CDs. And we said we always use the positive to reduce the negative. So when you pay 6 out of 10, you'll still be having outstanding debt, though the debt have not been paid fully. So it has reduced. It's okay. So now you have the minus of what? 4k, because when you pay 6 CDs from the 10 CDs that you are owing, you still be having outstanding debt of 4 CDs, and that is the end of the family of the K. The same thing, you come to the numbers here. When you come to the numbers, we have the positive 4 and the negative 8. So the positive 4 is the cash in the numbers, and the negative 8 is the debt in the numbers. So you use the 4 to pay some of our debt, and you will still be having a debt, which is the minus what? 4. Okay, good. Because the numbers and the alphanumeric, they have no correlation, then you leave your answer in this form. You can never add or subtract two different families together. We have the family of alphanumeric and the family of numbers. So we leave your answer in this form. Then let's quickly solve the other one. We have minus a plus 9 plus 9 plus 5a minus 7. Okay, good. So you first identify the group of families that we have now. We have the group of alphanumeric and the group of what? Numbers. Okay, these are the numbers. Okay, and we have minus 1a. The coefficient of every single letter is 1. So here you attach the 1 to that, and here will be a minus of 1a. Okay, good. Now, when you group like term, we said we start with a positive alphanumeric before negative alphanumeric. And then when you go to the number side, we start with the positive numbers and follow with the what? Negative numbers. So we group like terms here. Good. Group like terms by starting with the positive numbers first. So let's start with the positive numbers here. The positive numbers we have, the positive alphanumeric, we have the 5a. Plus of 5a is a positive here. And when you start with the center, we ignore the plus sign, followed by the minus 1a, because the coefficient of a is 1. And then the numbers 2, we have the positive 9, that is the plus of 9. Because this positive is within the sentence, we must come with the plus sign and then follow with the negative 7. Good. Now you put them in a bracket. You put one family in a bracket. Let's put the alphanumeric in a bracket and leave the rest outside the bracket here. Now let's deal with this one. So the debt and cash issue now. So here we have a debt of 1 and a cash of 5. When you pay it, you still have a cash of 4. Okay, 4a. Good, because you pay off one debt out of 5, you still have a cash 4. And then when you come to the numbers and the numbers here too, we're still using the debt and cash issues here. Now you have a cash of 9 and a debt of what? 7. When you pay off, you pay your debt, something that you're owing, you pay it off from the 9 cedis. You still have what? A cash of 2 cedis. So plus of 2, that's the 2 cd, because the positive 2 is within the sentence. That is why we have the plus sign. Now we have the group here, the alphanumeric and number. You can never add the 2, okay, because they belong to a different word family. Then you leave your answer like this. Okay, good. So always make note of using the cash and debt issues. We said the positives are cash and the negatives are debts. Let's proceed. Now, we are going to write the perimeter of the following figures. Writing the perimeter of the following figures, or you write algebraic expression for this. We always say the perimeter is the distance around the shape. Not only ordinary distance, but the total distance around the shape. Okay, good. So the first thing you have to identify is that you identify the joints. The joints or the total line segments that form the shape. Okay, good. So when you come to the figure 1 here, let's see the line segment that form the shape. We have a joint here, a joint here. We have this joint and this joint. Joint here and a joint here. Okay, When you come to this shape here, we have a joint and a joint. Another joint is here, another joint is here, and another joint is also here. We have this, 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 this. Okay, so we count the number of line segments that form the shapes. So we have here 1, and here is 2, 3, and then the 4. When you come here, you have this joint to this joint, this side to this side, to this side, and to this side. Okay, to identify the number of joints. Okay, that form the shape. Okay, good. Now looking at this one, the first shape, you said the perimeter. So you first identify the dimensions of the shapes, but before then you must label the joints, okay, that you identify. So let's use the ABC letter to identify this one. Okay, here is from a distance of A, and here is what the B. Okay, B, and here is the C, D, E, E. Okay, let me write the E well. And here is the F. Okay, so we have line AB and line BC, line CD, DE, EF, and FA. Okay, when you come to this side, you label the joints. We have line AB here. From here to here, you label it C. Here will be D, and here is what? E. Okay, good. Now we have A, B, we have the C, and then the D. Okay, we have A, B, we have the C, we have given the names to the lines, okay, and the D. Okay, so one line here is called line AB. Now let's give names to these lines here: A, B, C, D. Here is E. Okay, that joint is E. Here is F. And you have the G. Okay, and we have the H here. Good. So before you can solve the perimeter, you first identify the joints, and then you give names to the what? To the lines that form the shape. Okay. After then, you check the dimensions. Okay. Now let's check the dimensions here. Good. Now, from a distance from A to B was not given to us. So, but a distance of what? B to C has been given as 3. And then from C to D has also been given as 2A. And then D to E has also been given as 7, the distance of 7. And from the E to F is 3A. And then the F to A is not also given here. Okay, good. Now, with this, let's use the properties of a rectangle. The opposite sides are always what? Equal. The opposite sides are always equal. Now, using to find the line AB, line DC, then assuming the line EC here. So here alone, the opposite of the 2A. So one side of the line AB is what? 2A, okay? Then plus, then when you come to the F line, FE, okay? The opposite here side must also be the same. So the other side of the AB is also what? The 3A, okay? Good. So now we have gotten our line AB. The line AB is what? 3A plus 2A, because the opposite of this side is the same, okay? And then the opposite of this side is also the same here. Now we want to get the line FA. The line FA here, the distance from the ED, okay? When you cut it off, okay? The opposite here is 7, okay? Here is 7. The one side of the AF is 7. And then when you come to the BC, here and here, the opposites are also the same. So here 2 is 3. Another side of, so here you add, okay? So which means a distance of 7 and a distance of 3 will sum up to what? Line AF, okay? Good. When you come to the diagram B, all the dimensions have been given. When you come to the diagram C here, we have something here. This is a typical rectangle. So the opposite sides are always equal. So definitely here is what? 8, okay? And then here is also what? 15K. We are using the property of a rectangle where two opposite sides are the same, okay? Now, when you come to this diagram, the fourth diagram, now there's indicator on the what and the line that form the shape. The indicators are the same. It has a travel mark of 111, which shows that they are the same, okay? They are equal. So it's not always the question will tell you that this diagram is a square, but a situation whereby you have the same mark, which means that once here it has only one mark, one mark, one mark. It shows that the line segment that form these shapes are the same. Okay, so therefore, without waste my time, here too is what? 4y, and here is 4y, and here too is what? 4y. Okay, good, 4y. So all the sizes are 4y, 4y. Then when you come to the last diagram here, it seems only line AB has not been given. So to find this one, you see there's one side of AB here is opposite to HG. Okay, so here is N plus, then the another side of AB is also equal to line FE. The line FE is what? 8N, okay? Is 8N plus another side of line AB here. Let me put this one in a bracket so that you will see it well. Another side of AB is also directly opposite to what? Line DC. DC here is N, so here will be what? N, okay? That will be the opposite side. So now we have gotten our total dimensions. Now that you are going to add Okay, so now you have gotten our line AB. Our line AB, the sum of n and 8n and n. And we said and every single letter, the coefficient is 1. So here will be 1 and 1n. Let's start solving this one here. The first one, the perimeter here, you write the perimeter. The perimeter of the first diagram, which is equal to line AB plus this line AB plus BC plus CD plus DE plus DE and then EF plus then FA. Okay. Good. Let me extend it to this form. Okay. Because it's line is the name of a line, so you have to indicate the lines at the top here. So here is line AB, BC, CD, line DA, line. The top symbol shows line, okay, and line what? FA here. Now, with the perimeter, we have line AB alone. Line AB alone here. We have in the bracket here, which is 3A plus 2A, okay? That represents line AB. Let me use the small letters for this one. A plus 2A, okay? Then plus line BC is 3 plus another 2A plus 7 plus 3A plus line FA is also a combination of 7 plus 3 here. Okay. Okay, good. Good. Now let's count and double check whether what you have written here is not understated or overstated. Now we have how many lines here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. So we are going to add them. Okay. So you group items. We have the alphanumeric and the numbers. So always start with the alphanumeric here. We have the alphanumeric. Let's put the alphanumeric on the bracket or here. So in the brackets here, we have the 3A, the 3A, plus the 2a, another alphanumeric is the 2a, the 2a, and then the 3a, okay, plus 3a. And then the numbers we have plus 3, and then plus 7, plus 7, and then the one in the bracket we have plus 7, plus 7, and then plus 3, okay. Good. Now you have group like terms here. The alphanumeric we have 1, 2, 3, 4. When you count them, 1, 2, 3, 4. The numbers are plus 3, plus 7, plus 7, plus 7. So plus 3, plus 7, plus 7, plus 3. Okay. Then let's add them. The 2a, a cache of 2a, another cache, they are all positive. So you put all your cache together. So here is the 2a plus 3a plus 2a will give you 5, plus 2 will give you 7, and here, so the total of the a is 10a. That will be 10a here. Then when you come to the number, you have the 3 plus 7 is 10, plus 7 is 17, plus 3, 10. And that one too is 20. Okay. You have 10, 10, that is 20. So here will be plus 20. That will be the positive. Okay. Plus 20. So all the numbers are 20. The alphanumeric twos are also 10. Okay. Now we have done. Therefore, you leave your answer because you cannot add. You cannot add alphanumeric and the numbers. You leave them here. Okay. Good. Now, the other one, the diagram 2, the second diagram, this one, this is the diagram 1. Diagram 1. Here is the diagram 1. Okay. Let me label this one. This one is diagram 1. Diagram 1, diagram 2. Here is 3. Here is 4. Here is 5. Okay. Good. So we are done with the diagram 1 here. Okay. Left with the diagram 2. Diagram 2. Diagram 2. The perimeter here we have line AB up to EA. Here is so here we have up to, we have DE and EA. The EA. Okay. Good. I want to, let me reduce the size. Good. Now with this, sorry, because it's a line, so I have to indicate the line, the symbols of the lines. So line AB plus line BC plus line CD plus line DE, and then EA. So this AB, BC, CD, and that's okay. Good. So with this, all the dimensions were given, so we will not waste much time here. So we have line AB is 10 plus then 6 plus M is 1M, that is 1M plus another 1M, 1M here, plus another 6. Okay, another 6. Good. So now when you group like terms, we have the alphanumeric numbers here. The numbers, we have the alphanumeric, which is the 1M here and the 1M. We have for each the M's here, the 1M and the 1M. Every single coefficient is what? 1 here. So here we have the 1M. So the next you will be you group like terms because the numbers have been started. You start with the numbers here. So we have the 10 plus 6 plus 6 plus another 6. Okay. No, the 6 are 2. Okay. Then you come to the 1M plus another 1M. Okay. Good. Let's double check and see whether what you are fitting here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Then your group like terms. So let me put this one in a bracket, the numbers, and leave the other one outside the bracket. Okay. So within the numbers, when you add them, that will be 22. We have the 22 here. And then the alphanumeric 2, we have plus 2M. Okay. They are the positive, so plus 2M. Good. Now we have done. I'm done with this one. Okay. Good. The diagram 3 here. The diagram 3. Let me write it here. The diagram 3. The typical rectangle here. The diagram 3 2. You have to state the formula. Now with the formula, so the line is up to DA. Line DA. You have the CD and DA here. Okay. Let me do the size. Okay, good. So AB, BC, CD, and DA. Okay. Then because it's a line, let me indicate the line at the top here. Yes, line AB, BC, CD, and DA. Okay, good. Now let's see the other one here, the dimensions. The dimensions are line AB is 15K, which is 15K, 15K plus 8 plus another 15K, 15K plus 8. Okay, good. Then when you group like terms, we have the 15K plus 15K plus 8 plus 8. Okay, then with this, the 15K plus 15K will give you 30K plus then 8 is 16. Good. Okay. Now you put some in a bracket. This 15K didn't come. Let me write it for 15K. Yeah. Good. Then put them in a bracket. You separate the alphanumeric. So here will be a bracket here. Okay. Okay. And now you leave your answer here. Okay. Good. Now let's solve the other one here. The diagram 4, that is the square here. Diagram 4. Diagram 4 here. That is this one. Okay. So we state the formula by writing the lines names. The perimeter is the total distance around the shape. So we are adding all the dimensions around the shape. So here then here the perimeter here is the total distance around. So here will be, that will be the DA. Okay, the DA. Let me reduce the size, or let me maintain it in that form. Okay, because it's a line, let me indicate the lines here. Line AB plus BC plus DC plus DA. That is line AB, BC, DC, and this. So this diagram here. Now let's write the dimensions. We have the 4y plus 4y plus 4y plus 4y. Okay, because they are all the same. That is why the lines have a mark here. The mark shows that the line segment given here are the same. Okay, good. Now we have this 4y. And then when you add all the 4y, you get to a 16. 4 plus 4, 8 plus 4, 12 plus 4, 16y. Okay, we have the total of 16y because they all belongs to one family, that is the alphanumeric. So you can either put this one in a bracket here. Okay, put this one in a bracket, and then when you add them, you get the 4y. Okay, the fifth diagram. Now you have the perimeter, still the formula. So we have up towards E, EF, EF, and F here plus GH plus HA. Okay. So you double check whether what you have stated here is not. Good. Now let me count the line segment here. We have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now let me indicate on top the line's names here because it's a line. So here is line AB plus line BC plus line CD, DE, EF, FG, GH, okay, good. Now, let me write the lines here. The lines names alone, the AB is what? They're in the bracket, okay? So here is 1N plus 8N plus, writing small letters, 1N plus 8N plus 1N, okay? That alone belongs to line AB. Then the BC is 10A, 10A, okay? DC is what? 1N, 1N plus 5A plus 8N, okay? Plus 5A plus 1N plus 10A. Okay, let me count and check here. Okay, now with this, let me count here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you identify the alphanumeric and then the numbers, or they are all alphanumeric, but you have to, they are different to alphanumeric. So we have 1, 2, here there's a plus here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Now, good. Here there's a plus here. Good. So you group like all the n will be in the one bracket and then you leave the other one outside the bracket. So we have 1n plus 8n plus another 1n plus, then you come back, we have another 1n again, 1n, and then we have 8n, 1n plus 8n plus another 1n, okay, 1n. You are done with the n. Then you can put them in a bracket and leave the other one outside the bracket. The next one is what? 10a plus of, it's a positive 10a plus then 5a, okay, 5a plus another 5a plus another 10a, okay, 10a, okay. So the a's are 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. Then the n, let's add them. The 1n are 1. Okay, 1 plus 8, 9, 10. Another 10. That means we have the 20n, okay? Then the A's are also 10, 15, 20, 30, okay? The A's are also 30 A's. So that is the positive 30A, okay? Good. So we have done on group like terms. Now we are done with the adding of. So here you group like term, you have the n families here. You add all the n, and then that is the end, okay? And then you add the other alphanumeric, the A family, the 10A plus 5A plus this, and that is the question 5. That is 5, okay? Or the diagram 5, okay? Good. Here's the diagram 5. You're done with the diagram 4, diagram 3, diagram 2, and diagram 1, okay? Good. So here is the 4, the 2, the 1 here, okay? And here is the 3. We have done. He said the perimeter is the total distance around a shape, and always use the principles of or the properties of a rectangle where the opposite sides are always the same. The two opposite sides are always the same, assuming that the other side has been omitted, okay? When one side is omitted, you need to use the properties of what the rectangle to write the other side which was not given to you. And then try and use the mark where shows that the lines are the same. Where two lines are marked the same, it shows that two lines are the same. Where three lines are marked the same mark, it means that three lines are also the same. That is the end. We started with the algebraic expression. We said algebraic expression is what? Mathematical sentence or phrases with alphanumeric and numbers without an equal sign, okay? See you. You can watch it again and write the associated note of that. Thank you for watching.